design parts using more complicated machinery, and innovating new machines that are already present. So he worked in Japan, USA, UK, etc. And he was used to a certain kind of caliber of equipment. So he returned to Africa in Kenya and realized, this ain't gonna do. What about use these? So he convinced government people to buy him a new equipment, and they started to rent it out. And they doubled, or I don't know, increased significantly their productivity levels. So small businesses who would design, semi-skilled type machinery, they can rent their machines and massively increase their productivity. And what this means is more people. It saves productivity time, so they can do more. One of them other guys were able to innovate a dispenser, like a vending machine for girls. The problem was the period. Tampons were packaged in packages of 10 or 7. You only need one or a few, so girls ended up missing work and school because of this. So what this girl had an idea is to package them into smaller packages so they can easily be accessed, like in schools. And he contacted his company, or his service providization, and they were able to design a pilot for a dispenser, and it worked and it's doing well. And this is the kind of thing they're able to do with more sophistication of equipment and more resources. And for what I think, objective is to create more jobs. That's really what it is about. This does it in its own way, so I guess it works. But it'll be a completely different challenge to, say, China. Really what we need is to create value, not more jobs. We're not going to be a many jobs. What needs to be done is to create more value. Things like farming, to improve farming, so to take advantage of the fact that people won't need jobs. So they need to facilitate a method or methods to ensure that those who don't have jobs are able to survive and contribute in a way that they don't need to get paid for. So it can facilitate, a basic kind of standard of living or resources, a way of to survive. They can, and then perhaps build schools for innovation, things like this, so they can contribute without needing, say, jobs. That's my idea. But anyway, I actually took on quite a lot from that, so that is what it is. Hello YouTube, back once again with a video. This time I will be discussing the video discussed by Bright's Insight regarding SeaWorld. The main thesis of the video is a documentary called Blackfish, which I personally have not seen, but from what the impression that I'm getting is that it is a video which condemns the practices of SeaWorld, how they treat the animals, the fish, how they subjugate them, force them to do things. And it talks about the new science regarding how these fish are actually very intelligent, living, conscious beings, and how they're very much aware of the suffering that they're going through, their depression. It even shows a video of one of their whales. I think it's called an arco or something like that. Yeah, it shows a video of one of the whales smashing against the gates. He claims it looks like the fish, the animal, is attempting suicide. However, agree. And then one of the comments which stood out to me was that wildlife for captivity in fish or animals that live in the ocean is much worse than, say, animals that live on land. Even if that's bad enough by itself, it's because their water, their whole environment is designed by humans. Humans cannot recreate the ocean. Not only size, the size is so big. I mean, come on. But of course, the water quality will never be how the fish would like it. And it stood out to me. I was like, yeah, that's true. At least for lions, the oxygen is still the same, the environment is still roughly the same, even though it's not really low, is it? So, yeah, that's okay, bro. And it talks about the CEO. Obviously, the release of this documentary, Blackfish, absolutely the sales. Yeah, so he's been trying to defend it. They're claiming it's propaganda. That is unbiased, that it's biased, that it's stupid, etc. Anything they can do to sway people from watching the documentary or from believing it. An attempt to increase the sales. That's what I think. I think all forms of captivity, whether it be animals or fish or whatever, I think it's wrong. The argument is that they would be dead otherwise, but it goes back to the question of freedom over security. Was an animal meant to be captive? Who are we to decide what goes instinct or doesn't? What about pets? What's the opinion on that? Is it okay to have pets? I mean, dogs maybe, cats maybe. About all these exotic pets, is it okay to have a pet bird? I mean, a bird in a cage. That's just cruel in my eyes. But hey, who am I? So yeah, that's the situation we have on our hands. And personally, I believe it is wrong to hold something captive, but it is up to the thing which is being held captive to decide. You know, so if a bird wants to be caged, let it be caged, bitch. Anyway, that is my summary of the video. Back once again, very soon. Philosopher out.
Yo, what is going on, world? So I just watched a documentary and it was talking about demonetizing everything. Basically, the cost of living, of everything we need to live, is becoming cheaper and cheaper. Things like communication, transportation, housing, etc. is getting cheaper. So as that happens, there's going to be consequences, and the reason why all these things are getting cheaper is because the material cost is getting cheaper. AI is getting more advanced, getting cleverer and cleverer, and getting more and more efficient. Materials are cheaper, just labor costs, robots, etc. getting cheaper. So in terms of communications, so in the past you'd need what? You need a camera, CD player, all these other gadgets. Now you can just get it on your phone. Now if you look at, say, a standard phone these days, like a standard, even a £50 phone, if you rewind back 20 years, what you see is the technology that's in that phone is actually worth millions, but now you can get it for 20, 50 pounds. So you know, it's a big improvement. Now that trend is only gonna get stronger, like to the point where basically phones are gonna be free. They're gonna be so cheap that companies will give them out for free because they're getting data from the phone. So if I give you the phone, I can know what you want to buy, what you need, and I can sell you it. because data is the new gold. In terms of transportation is much cheaper now. You got things like autonomous automobiles, so it's much cheaper, 10 times cheaper than to own a car, and it's faster as well. You got things like flying cars coming in, they're really serious, like Ubers. All these things significantly decreasing the cost of transportation. And then you've got, obviously, public transport is improving, different technologies coming together, it's faster, it's more efficient, so that also decreases the cost of housing. So at the moment people live in the city areas because it's closer to work, it's where all the entertainment is, etc. Now imagine you can get to work, even if you live several hours away, you can get to work in a few minutes, or you can sleep when you work because the car is autonomous. Now all of a sudden the expensive houses in the city are less expensive, and you can live further out in the city and still be connected, still have access, so it's much cheaper that way. So that decreases cost of housing. And furthermore on houses, we've got technologies coming in, like 3D printing. I think it was a 3D printer was able to build a fully functioning house in 10 hours, and that's I think the stat was that's 10 times faster in 1 year. 1 year. So even 10 years, it might be able to do it in minutes. So, you know, housing is going to get much cheaper. Then we've got medicine. In medicine, again, AI is able to diagnose much faster, much more accurately, in such a way that no human being could. And furthermore, genome sequencing, I think in 2001 or 2002, it cost 100 million to sequence one human, and in 2016 or something, it cost $100. $100. So this means if I can sequence the genome, I can predict what you're likely to come up with, and I can manufacture specialized medicine specifically for you, so that we can prevent all these ailments coming to you. So that's another thing. So that actually makes medicine cheaper once again, because one of the reasons medicine is so expensive is that when you go into hospital with some form of pain, what it actually is latent pain. It's been going on sometimes since birth, sometimes for months, sometimes for years. So usually it's too late. So you need things like surgeries, all these last ditch attempts, which cost way more than simply altering your diet, that kind of thing. So yeah, that again makes medicine cheaper. We also have energy. Energy cost is also decreasing. You got Tesla factories. He said we only need 100 gigafactories to power the whole world and make it renewable. We've got the rise of renewable energy. I think Germany used 85% of their electricity was renewable. Costa Rica is 100%. So the trend is increasing more and more as newer technologies improves at the current rate. It means less and less people will need to work for energy. The cost of being healthy is going to be basically nothing. Internet access, electricity is going to be free. In the lecture or the video that I watched, he didn't talk about food, but the same thing, the same trend will continue. We've got things like indoor vertical farms, which are organic, healthy. They're also on the rise and will become more and more apparent. We've got more sophisticated farming methods, which increase yields. All these things are creating a society in which living is gonna be free. So with that in mind, you know, the psychological factors, like people at the moment define themselves on, you know, their career to a large extent. So when you no longer have your career, it's been taken by AI, and AI is taking not just the robotic job, it's taking many kind of jobs, even lawyers, and AI is able to do that better than a human. So even sophisticated doctors, their jobs are going too. So when this is taken from you, you're gonna have to have, I guess, a different identity. I guess there's another debate that can be had regarding whether your job was your identity in the first place, but that's another video. So regarding the consequences of mass job loss, yeah, we're gonna have to have a different conversation. We're gonna have to define ourselves based on different criteria, not our careers. We're gonna have to, create in a different way. Create art. All these kind of things are gonna be what define us when we no longer need to survive. This future is bright for sure. It's very uplifting video, and yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, that is it. Fearless out.